First tonight at 11, the man accused of hitting and killing this young couple on Saturday has a long criminal history.
And before he allegedly ran head-on into Bailey McKnight and Ryan Kennedy, he was arrested for DUI time and time again. Tonight, an attorney we spoke with says he should have never been on the road. First Coast News' Lana Harris joins us now with new information. Lana?
Yeah, it's really a privilege to sit behind the wheel of a car and an immense responsibility, one that Shawn Blitchington proved time after time after time after time that he was not capable of holding. These are just some of his mugshots. We spoke with lawyers who tell us that he has had so many DUIs that his license could have been revoked for life years ago.
Mugshot after mugshot after mugshot tells you how many times Shawn Blitchington has been in trouble with the law. Many of those alcohol-related traffic violations spanning 2 decades. Still, on Saturday night, Florida Highway Patrol says Blitchington was driving on the wrong side of the road with no headlights on and ran head-on into 21-year-old Ryan Kennedy and 22-year-old Bailey McKnight. She was 8 months pregnant. It left people wondering, why was he still on the road?
This is a tragedy that should never have happened.
We asked DUI attorney David Robbins to take a look at Blitchington's traffic violation history.
If he had 4 DUI convictions, he should have had a lifetime suspension of his license.
According to a driver's license check on Florida DMV's website, Blitchington did have 4 or more DUIs. He may just have avoided convictions.
1 DUI was reduced to a reckless driving.
In fact, Robbins seemed to be underwhelmed looking at the list of punishments.
Got 2 years probation, a year probation, a year probation. Evidently made it. I'm shocked.
Still, FHP says Blitchington's license was suspended, but Robbins says that doesn't seem to matter.
You can have your license suspended, but it doesn't make any difference because people are going to drive. It is very, very difficult to police.
Still no word on if alcohol was involved with this particular case, but Robbins says he believes a tragedy like this was only a matter of time.
Something always happens. You keep pushing your luck, push it to the max, you're going to pay. Unfortunately, these people are paying themselves.
Now, we did go by victim Ryan Kennedy's house just to see if there was anything his family wanted to say on his behalf, and they just had no words. They said that they were too distraught to talk. FHP is still investigating, and Blitchington has been charged with leaving the scene of a crash involving a death. Here in Jacksonville, Lana Harris, First Coast News, on your side.